Okay, this is a calf blanket. We just go over their head. And then she's a pretty big calf. Come here, honey. Okay. This is our calf barn. We keep them in the individual pens to keep them healthy, so that if they do get sick, that they can't share germs. It's just like a kindergarten class. If one gets sick, they'd all get sick because they share everything. But to have them in individual pens helps eliminate that. And this way we can also monitor how much they're eating and how much they're drinking. So when we do go to wean them, meaning they no longer get a bottle, that we can keep a close eye on them and know that they're doing well. Good morning, sweetheart. Once they're weaned, they go into group pens so that they learn to work and live in a group, because that's how they're going to be the rest of their lives. They're going to be in the herd, in the group. And again, keeping them by age group keeps them well. We can monitor them fairly closely. And also, they get vaccinations. So when we do vaccinations, we do them by group, by age. It's easier to keep track of their records then when they're all vaccinated at the same age or same group. This is Billy. She was born 2 days ago. And it's kind of cold today, so we're going to put a calf coat on her too. In the winter when it's cold, they get a little more than we'd normally give them, so they have the energy to stay warm and grow. If you don't feed them quite enough, then they only have the energy to stay warm. So we want them healthy enough, warm enough to grow too. The calf coat helps that. And then any animal in the winter needs to be somewhere they can lay down that's dry, lots of food, and they need out of the wind. So as long as the barn where they are, where their stall is that they're out of the wind, then they're warm enough. Okay, this is a calf blanket. We just go over their head. You strap it around legs like this. This is what a calf blanket looks like on the calf. It just helps them hold enough heat to keep warm. This is our freestall barn. We house about 115, 117. It will hold up to 125. This is only half of our barn, because in order for the cows to have access to our milking system, there's an alleyway that they walk through, and it breaks up where we feed them. So this is the newest half. It's only 5 years old. This is the alleyway where they walk to get to the robotic milkers. Most of our cows right now are laying down. The reason we want our cows to lay down and be comfortable is so that they will chew their cud. Might be a little hard to see, but most of them laying there are chewing their cud. Cows are ruminants. They have 4 compartments in their stomach for them to better process their feed. And actually that process of rumination gives off a lot of heat. So in the winter, even though it's cold outside, we close all the windows and doors. The cows actually heat the barn. They can keep it at about 45 degrees in here, even without a heater. You can tell our ceiling's insulated. That's what the white is. It's the plastic covering the insulation. But all the white you see on the walls are actually curtains, and in the summer when it's hot, we open those up. Each of our fans has a sprinkler in the front of it. So in the summer, while the fans are running, about every 20 minutes or so, those sprinklers turn on. This is Juju and a couple of her friends. They're waiting to get milked in the robotic milker. As you can see, the rest of the barn is over there, and they just come across that walkway, and they can hang out here until it opens up and they can get in. So we have 2 robotic milkers we installed about 5 years ago. You ready, Juju? Here we go. Hard to see, but she's getting washed. Now it's going to hose off and sanitize the brushes. Now it's going to sanitize her so she's squeaky clean to get milk. A little bit of air to dry her off a little bit so she's not wet. Now it's going to scan her with the laser. There's 2 of them. It uses the last 7 scans plus the new one to figure out where her teeth are. So while she's getting milked, she's getting fed. This tells us about what's happening during this milking, how much grain she's getting, and how much milk she's giving, and how much time she's been in the box. It is one of my favorite places on my whole farm, because in the evenings in the summer and fall, when you sit at the fire, you watch the moon come up over the trees right there. And if you don't have a fire, you sit here as soon as the sun goes down and watch the lightning bugs come up out of the grass.